Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, I've had a bit of an idea and well, I'm going to go with it. It's like a practicing these divine conversations. So if you're nervous about what may be asked, what questions your divine feminine may ask you, or what questions your divine masculine is going to ask you, whichever counterpart you are, let's ask the cards. Let's see if we can have a kind of face this behind the scenes first. We'll use I'm not sure how we're going to do it. Well, I have a little bit of an idea. This was coming out yesterday. I was playing with the cards and it was coming out with a conversation, but I've been drawn to kind of come on and do that now. So I think what I'm going to do, okay, focus on the cards, guys, and think of your questions. If you have 3 questions to ask your divine counterpart, what you're wanting to know. I don't want to say what you're going to say in response. We'll get to that bit in a minute, but first of all, divine feminines first. 3 questions that you would like to ask your divine masculine. Okay, there's 1. You can't have 4. 2. And then 3. Okay, divine masculines. Oh my, I can see that one. Questions that you want to ask your divine feminine. 3. And I'm just going to get a romance angel to clarify that one card, that one question. Let's see how the conversation's going to go. I'm going to have a look first, and I'm going to give you the questions, and then we're going to delve deeper into each one and see if I can get a response from the counterpart, from the cards. Okay, divine feminine, let's have a look at your questions. Okay, the lovers, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So the first question to the divine masculine is, can we just forget the past? Can we just release it and heal from it now? And just enjoy now, the present moment. That's the first question. Second question, what was your experience? They're wanting to know, the divine feminine's wanting to know from the divine masculine, but they're wanting to know the divine masculine side of the story. Okay, I've been asked by divine feminines, how do the divine masculines wake up? Now, I have a few divine masculines that I work with who are awake and can explain to me, but it's still very current. So the awakenings are happening, but the divine masculines are starting to speak up now about their actual experiences, whether that's telepathy, we have astral travelling, music synchronizations. So the divine feminine is really wanting to know the divine masculine's experience, spiritual awakening experience. And the third question, we have the 10 of Cups and codependency. The divine feminine is wanting to know, are you certain that she's your happily ever after? Because you need to be sure. Okay. Whew. There's your questions, divine masculine, from the divine feminine. You can have a think in your mind about how maybe you would respond to those questions. That's what the energy's coming up with, as in what's on the divine feminine's mind, and I suppose her, the things that she's wanting to discuss. Divine masculine, should we have a look at what you want to discuss? Well, I've already seen this card. So it's about the heartache that's been caused. Okay. Wow. Okay. The first question the Divine Masculine has is, can he make it up to the Divine Feminine? After all the heartache and pain that he's put her through, if he makes the effort, can it be saved? It looks like he wants to put in extra effort. The second question is, he's wanting to explain to you past relationships and how this has affected him in the area of love. So he wants to talk about the transition, but he wants to talk more about maybe a relationship that he's left and the realisation that he needed to end that. I'm not sure that's a question. Can you forgive me? Really is here about forgiveness for the Divine Masculine. The Divine Masculine wants to know, can you forgive me? And he's looking up here at the heartache, and he's also kind of looking up, how can he salvage this? Because the final question for the Divine Feminine is, are you sure that, I want to say that she's the one for the Divine Masculine. Then we have the Nine of Wands. A new start. If we can leave the past in the past and heal from it, he's kind of looking as if to say, could every day feel like a honeymoon? Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. I just want to say, enjoy the bliss of the time together. What's the bottom of the decks? I'm not sure why I want to look, but let's have a look. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, the Divine Masculine here, coming in with that offer. And release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So this looks like what the most pressing questions are on the counterpart's minds. Now, how do we respond? Let's use the messages from your angels and see if they give us a response from the counterpart. I might use the Everyday Tarot as well and actually clarify with tarot cards. So the first question, let's have a look at what the guided response is. Divine Feminine. The question was, can we just leave everything in the past and heal from this and just learn to enjoy the now? Let's see if there's a response. Oh, the Hangman, but he's awake now. I'll turn my deck around the right way, but he obviously wanted to become aware. I believe he wants you to become aware of the situation, how things are changed. Oh, look, that's come off and it's left the Empress. Yes, he thinks that you can. See if it wants to give me any more. Yeah, he can see that he's had you trapped. You was an option, which is, that's not being first choice, is it? He understands that you were hurt, but you are his Queen of Wands. So let's get messages from your angels. It says, yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind and spiritual growth right now. So I feel the Divine Masculine has been practicing this yoga okay, or centering himself and connecting. Caution is warranted. Look deeper into this situation before proceeding further. And you have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. The yoga with the exercise, focusing on well-being, peace of mind and spiritual growth. Having a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. And caution is warranted. Look deeper into this situation before proceeding further. There's some kind of explanation coming out here. I picked up the masculine's energy kind of connecting, but also this was seeing how the pain allowed this spiritual growth. It kind of wasn't the right time. And I want to say because of this energy here of another person. And also the Divine Masculine has been sending messages to the Divine Feminine through meditation, animals. Okay. So he has been trying to communicate. As my belly rumbles. Okay. The Hangman. With keep an open mind. This is the Divine Feminine asking really for the Divine Masculine, how has your experience been? Because it says your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So the Divine Feminine is very curious to know the process of your spiritual awakening. Page of Wands. She's waiting for this, for you to tell the tale really. It looks like you can speak it quite passionately now. In other decks, the Page of Wands, especially in the Witch's Tarot, he looks like he's kind of spreading the news. So I feel like he's a bit of a disciple. So being able to actually tell the story now. What's this one? To the, I want to say the Divine Feminine. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. That's waiting for the harvest. It's like, how did the awakening come about? Well, I want to say, when did you kind of, how do I say this? It's like the Divine Masculine has grown so quickly. You know, like when you kind of say to your children, you know, stop growing so fast. And that's the kind of energy, is the Divine Masculine knows a lot. He really has bloomed. Oh, it's been hard work though. He's had to be spiritually strong. So it looks like here, like he did resist it and got a bit battered by the Divine. It wasn't a celebration. This can also mean that third party situation. So there's definitely an understanding here. If we're looking at them kind of side by side, this is an understanding of the unrequited love. I think we're going to end it there with that one. Let's get a response. You are a light worker and God needs you to shine your divine light and love like an angel upon the earth and all of its inhabitants. Divine Masculine's basically saying he's on the same page as the Divine Feminine. He understands he's a light worker. It was hard. It wasn't all fun and games. But he's able to tell this. Okay, let's look at this last one. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. I feel that, is there anything else getting in the way of us being together and being happy now? Am I your choice? Am I your first choice? It's like, am I your true love? Knight of Pentacles. Well, he's thought long and hard. I'm stumbling over my words. Very much, look. Careful consideration. And now he's ready to deliver the truth. He feels balanced enough now. I said he's on the same page. You can see the different colours in the boots here. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. He's feeling more balanced now. Judgment and justice. yes, I'd say he's made the right judgment call. You are at the end of a cycle in your life. Call upon your angels to comfort you and to guide you to your next step. Happiness awaits you now. There's your answer, Divine Feminine. Divine Masculines, let's go over to your side. Making the effort to repair all this heartache, this heartbreak. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So the Divine Masculine's really asking, if I do what I feel I'm being drawn to do and to make the effort on this relationship, can you forgive me for the past hurt? Let's see what the Divine Feminine's response is. The High Priestess. She's just so stable now, and she knows the truth of the situation, but it is the truth that she's needing to hear. Honesty is the best policy. Four of Wands. Yes, there's your home. She is home. It's an unfounded fear, but it is important to the Divine Masculine to know whether or not he's actually going to be able to be given a chance. Yeah, the Emperor. It's important. He needs to feel stable, secure, certain. He's in a bit of a mess here, in a bit of a tangle. He's got himself into a bit of a knot. That's what he's thinking. If I go forward, what if I'm not right? And it's not a yes, it's a no. What if I'm not to follow my intuition? Because he's got himself in a knot here. With the Emperor's energy. Yeah, there's just this fear here of the Divine Feminine's going to leave him out in the cold. Okay, well, we seem to go back to the questions of the Divine Masculine. The Divine Feminine's here. She has the communication, the offer. She will accept it because it's the Knight of Pentacles coming into the Divine Feminine. It's like she will take your message. I love how there's just 2 flowers there on the bottom of her dress. There's enough room for 2. A room for 2. Okay, let's stop there with that one. Schooling, study and education helps your life purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. It's the understanding that the Divine Feminine has of the process of the spiritual awakening. When you are an awakened being, you show compassion and love and respect, and you listen to people. And you don't judge. And you can definitely see when somebody's trying to make the effort. And you can also sense when someone's fearful and apprehensive and when they're vulnerable. So this was all about the lesson, the studying, the schooling. It's like they've both been schooled, but the Divine Masculine seems to have shot up. He's become a very big boy quickly. You can see here how he's kind of had these seeds of intention that he's looking up to, spiritual seeds of intention. He's actually shorter here than this feminine, so I believe he's kind of had a growth spurt. Maybe his legs were quite painful and didn't realise that they were just kind of like growing pains. Okay. So let's have a look at this part with the leaving behind toxic situations, unrequited love. It looks like there is this apology coming in, knowing who is the right partner now. I want to say the Divine Masculine saying, will you forgive me for choosing wrong, the Tower? Yeah, for making the wrong choice. And like kind of causing the Divine Feminine's, kind of shocked her. It knocked her crown off, and it kind of set fire to her own temple, her own self-worth. The Star, but she picked herself back up. I believe that's what the Divine Masculine really respects here, is that she remained vulnerable and open. I want to say this, being balanced in the emotions, maybe not all the time, but knowing how to balance out these emotions. And the Devil, that he cut the cord with the Divine Feminine. Ten of Pentacles to his legacy. So he cut his own cord. He is aware of that. New psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer and meditation. The explanation really is, it's not much for the Divine Feminine to say, because she understands it was all about studying and spiritual ascension. So there's really no judgment whatsoever coming out from the Divine Feminine. She's just more intrigued to kind of know, really what's coming in with today's reading was what's happened in your absence. Can you talk about it now? So these new psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer and meditation. So Divine Masculine saying here, it's by connecting now, he saw the truth. So then we have, we've already done the feminine side. Masculine side. It's about being spiritually strong. Being on this clear path now. Leaving the past behind. If we leave the past and the pain behind, there may still be some, bumps and bruises, a few little scratches here and there. But can this be salvaged? Can we experience just the bliss of being together? And it's kind of like after all that's happened. Let's find out. Six of Cups. This is returning, making that effort. This is about open communication now. And I like how they're both there talking under the moon. I want to say expressing their own versions. I feel that the Divine Masculine may have more to say than the Divine Feminine. It's like the yin-yang of that moon. It's kind of like the space is allowed for the other one. There's a lot here that the Divine Masculine needs to say, and I believe that as he speaks to Divine Feminine, a lot of her healing will take place. But this returning to somebody from the past, it's kind of like promising them, it's like saying that you're my queen. They're in the castle grounds there. But I like how, first of all, I thought it was a house in the background, but it could just be kind of this reminder of this is where home is. The Empress, home, the nurturing, patience, the Star, the Divine Feminine's energy. And then we have the Three of Swords. So I believe that this part of the conversation is going to be quite emotional. So maybe expect some tears. The Six of Wands, they may be coming from the Divine Feminine as she hears this. So maybe Divine Masculine, you may need to expect your Divine Feminine. If these are the kind of questions that are coming out, is for her to maybe be in tears at the end. but it's just tears of recognition, reward and recognition. Just feeling it's a weight lifted off her shoulder. Now, I did have this conversation with a divine masculine and divine feminine who are in union, coming on leaps and bounds. Now that they're in union, it hasn't been easy. But what was coming up for discussion was a 2-year gap, dating for 4 months, and then all of a sudden the divine masculine says it's over. And the divine feminine never got a reason why. She went off to search it from whatever source she could do, you know, to try and replace it. Trying to get into other relationships that just were, you know, not satisfactory, nowhere near, and craving for her divine masculine all the time. And now that they're together, they can actually talk about what happened and how he craved for her every day. And he actually went on and got engaged to another girl. And it was too much. And he reached out. They were both still in relationships. They both ended their relationships. And the divine feminine ended her relationship first. And then the divine masculine wasn't long afterwards. And then they were together. Coming together maybe a bit too early because they didn't have the chance to heal from those past relationships. But that's the way it went for them. Now, they've been in union, I believe, for over a year now. And to hear them speak was quite beautiful. And it was hearing the divine feminine say to the divine masculine, during those 2 years, I would have been there for you. I would not have judged you. I would have stood by you no matter how dark. And it got dark. It got really dark for the divine masculine. And it's this understanding that she wasn't meant to witness that, just as the trauma that she had experienced in the 2 years, her divine masculine wasn't to be around to witness that either. And it was quite beautiful. And she actually said to me, she said, for 2 years, I thought I was crazy. I had done something wrong. I questioned it all. And as soon as he came back, he made it clear to her that it wasn't her. He had to leave because he was going down and there was no way in this world he was going to take her with him. And that was it. And she said as soon as she heard it, the explanation, the truth come out, she said all the pain, it was just lifted straight away. For 2 years of carrying that, just wondering what she had done, was all confirmed. It was nothing to do with her. He was running away from the love. Okay, there's that little story. And when you understand why it was necessary and why it was needed, even though you know that you could have been there to have helped them, you were not meant to be. So let's get a message from your angels. Have faith and hope because there is something positive and new on the horizon that you can't yet see. You may feel like you've got so much to get through, so much to heal from, but have faith and hope because there's something positive now that's on the horizon, that's new on the horizon that you can't yet see. And I really want to say you can't really see that yet because your just eyes are so blurry with tears. It's going to take it's going to take a while to just digest the conversations. The bottom here are no, conditions aren't favourable right now. Wait or look into other options and ask the angels to help guide and comfort you and release your ex. This comes back to the first part of the reading where it says caution is warranted, look deeper into the situation before proceeding further. So I feel the divine feminine will be really receiving, I don't want to say her worth, but we do have, she's gonna feel a lot better once the truth has been spoken. It's like she will reign as that queen. But with the no, conditions aren't favourable, this is just learning if separation occurs, why it occurs. That is to release your ex, the time has come to clear your energy and to wrap up cycles and to come to this understanding, the spiritual understanding. Okay. I didn't do a journey of love earlier. So let's get a journey of love for each side. This was a different type of reading. Okay, let's get a card for the Divine Feminine side and we'll pull one for the Divine Masculine. Journey of Love, Divine Feminine, soft. I feel as if the Divine Feminine is saying to the Divine Masculine, you know, I would have been soft with you, but I think it's time now that you need to be soft with me. There's this kind of pearl, I want to say, and it still feels like the yin yang here. The softness that's coming into the harmony, which really just shouts out to me, making the karma like harmony, the karma. Make up my own kind of words now. A sanctuary bathed in soft light, your heart is receptive, inviting and gentle. It brings strength to the weary, comfort to the lonely, and healing to the wounded. It is a magnet for all that is needed. For you, your beloved, your world. Don't imagine you must always be the fighter, going against the part of your nature that longs for harmony and peace. This is your time to be soft, to surrender, to let the subtle waves of the heart invite love in, and to receive. In doing so, you will give so much. So early on in the week, it felt like the Divine Feminine sparkle were kind of been, I don't know, dulled a little bit. And this is about the Divine Feminine being very soft with herself. And I'm going to say for the Divine Masculine to be soft with her as well. Okay, because it says to let the subtle waves of the heart invite love in and to receive. So to be able to receive this love from the Divine Masculine now and to be able to hear it could be quite emotional. This oracle brings you a message of peace. Surrender now, be soft, even just for this moment of quiet reflection. You have perhaps been working too hard at growing and living. Take some moments to replenish and allow the divine to help you, dear one. Be soft so you are receptive to the divine. It is when we let go that we truly perceive the obstacles that lie between us and oneness with the divine lover. Let go and perceive that the divine lover is already awakening in your heart. So I want to say I spoke about this spiritual growth. It's been quite tiring, especially the last, I really can't get these words out. The last few months have been very tiring on both of the energies, the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. So I believe it's time now for both just to be soft with themselves and with each other. It's been quite a tough karmic battle that they've both gone through individually. Okay, here's the poem. You are the softness he desires. You help light his way. You nurture all that he holds dear, though tempest clouds dismay. And in the quiet of the storm, his gentleness comes through, and in the shelter of his arms, his heart is there for you. Wow. I'm going to read that again. You are the softness he desires. You help light his way. You nurture all that he holds dear, though tempest clouds dismay. And in the quiet of the storm, his gentleness comes through, and in the shelter of his arms, his heart is there for you. That's beautiful. Eruption of light. It's kind of like the Divine Feminine. It's like what's happened to the Divine Masculine. It's like he's here to take over. Once he gets the confidence, makes the effort, I believe the Divine Feminine would just surrender into the love and allow him to take over. There is no kind of fight here from the Divine Feminine. It's a card number 11. And because it's like the 11-11, it's like the Divine Masculine here. It's like a volcano that's erupting. Your every prayer is a power-packed eruption of light beamed into the divine presence. Some pray with fear or doubt, as though the prayer is not doing much at all. Yet you understand that prayer is powerful, and it is divine action set in motion. I feel like the Divine Masculine saying to the Divine Feminine, but I prayed for you. It's like, but I didn't realise when it was kind of delivered. Some pray... Okay, we're going to have to reread it. That's fine. Some pray with fear or doubt, as though the prayer is not doing much at all. Yet you understand that prayer is powerful, and it is divine action set in motion. Your power of divine prayer emerges from your heart and out through your throat, whether you speak or sing your prayer silently, within your own mind, or aloud for all the world to hear. Let your prayers be vocalized as feeling expressed to the divine in words or song, if you choose. You have the power to heal at your fingertips and vocal cords. Now, I spoke about the Divine Feminine being quite intrigued on how the Divine Masculine has kind of woke up. I do think it has a lot to do with music. And maybe the Divine Masculine has kind of wrote a song. Maybe it's in kind of a form of a prayer. Okay. You have the power to heal at your fingertips and vocal cords. Through your voice you can heal. Let your hands be joined in prayer position at your heart and your mouth open to let the breath of your spirit move through your throat, creating sound. As you speak it, so shall it be. This oracle holds, okay, quite deep messages, or really I'm tongue-tied. This oracle holds a message for you. Your words have more power than you may realise, and you have a special ability to heal with words, to bring light where it is needed, and to uplift through simple kindness spoken. So I feel the way to heal the Divine Feminine here is just by simply being kind and speaking kind words. Okay. You also have a message to bring. It might be an urge to write or speak on topics that are close to your heart. You may also simply have the need at a soul level to share from the heart with others when you are engaged in conversation. In conversations. So it's learning to be vulnerable and speak from the heart, the truth. Gentle. You may also simply have the need at a soul level to share from the heart with others when you are engaged in conversations. The oracle says your voice is part of your power. Do use it. Okay. A lot of divine counterparts also can find their counterpart's voice quite intoxicating. So there's a lot of healing just by hearing their voice. Okay, here is the poem. Life begins with love. To complete itself again, symmetry is born. There just seems to be this emphasis on the yin-yang, kind of allowing that to be symmetrical. Let's get some daily guidance from your angels and we shall wrap this up. We can leave with the Lover's Oracle and leave a message. So let's hope that this was a, well, let's see what the guidance says, but it's quite a little good practice run, isn't it? The cards will tell us what we need to kind of hear and what we need to know. Okay, so let's get some daily guidance from your angels for the Divine Feminine, and we'll pull one for the Divine Masculine, that one there, so it wants to come out, and there's a joint guidance there. Then let's pull a Lover's Oracle. Give me a chance to shuffle them. Oh, this top one here does want to come out. Okay. Is there any, that one there? Okay. Would you like two as well? That looks like the yin yang there. You want all those for the Divine Masculine? Look at that one there. Right, okay, we'll examine those in a moment. Let's have a look at what the daily guidance is. Divine Feminine, listen. Quiet your mind, beloved one, and listen to our gentle reassurance that everything has been taken care of. Stay in a quiet and receptive state without worrying about the exact nature of your desires' manifestation. A quiet mind and body hears us quickly and clearly. This is our request to you. Listen. I want to say that because the Divine Masculine is sending you messages through pets, telepathy. Divine Masculine, let's have a look at what your guidance is. The ocean. The deep blue sea speaks to your soul, healing and soothing you. Even the act of imagining yourself dipping into its healing womb brings about desirable effects. Oh, my mind's gone off, guys. I'm so sorry, but it's just like dipping into its healing womb. Okay, Divine Masculines, don't take my mind now. Brings about desirable effects. Better yet, spend time physically near the ocean. Allow its power and beauty to wash away all cares and concerns. Filthy mind. Let's look what the joint guidance is. There's nothing to worry about. You are safe, and this situation is under the perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to and through you. Perfect. Let's look at these little individual messages. Okay, Divine Feminine, let's see what the Lover's Oracle would like to say. Transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Oh, that's beautiful. Said about the desires here. Stay in a quiet and receptive state without worrying about the exact nature of your, and I put heart's desire, I said heart, but your desires manifestation. And it says here, know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Oh, that's beautiful messages. Okay, Divine Masculine, let's have a look. Start off with this one, looks a bit yin-yang. Oh, this is beautiful. Embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow, you will be surprised where it leads. And I feel here is a I really want to say is it's unnecessary stress, because I picked up here it's more of an unfounded fear. And it's just understanding that life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. And that's the message really for the Divine Masculine. So remember that. And the Divine Feminine is very aware of this. These constantly shifting cycles, that can upheaval your life. Okay, let's look at this one. Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. There's that healing there. It's like they're in their own little healing bubble. And the last one, playfulness. Yeah. I got it here with the ocean. Okay, laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. So be gentle with each other. Light-hearted and loving. Soft and gentle and playful. Okay guys, I'm leaving that there. I will catch up with you all soon, and well, I hope that this helped. Okay, take care guys. Much love. Bye for now.